Hey y'all, this is John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. Today we are looking at the new Dunlop CBJ, that is Crybaby Junior Wah. Before I tell you all about it, take a second to subscribe below. Thank you. So here's how I'm recording it. This is my old PRS SE1. I've jacked up, changed out the pickups, etc. I'm running directly into the Crybaby, which is being powered with a 9-volt battery. And next to it, I've got my old tried and true MXR GT OD that's being powered with True Tone, running it into my, I think it's like a 68 Vibro Lux. Mic'd with a 57, and then go into an Apollo Twin, then out to Pro Tools. So basically guitar, wah, overdrive, amp, out to you. So what Dunlop has done is, it's very cool. Back in the day when Crybabies came out, people didn't have pedal boards, they just had a few pedals. You know, there's that great picture of Hendrix carrying a couple curly cables and a fuzz face and a wah, and that's his pedal board. And that was not uncommon. But now, pedal boards are the norm, but as most of you have noticed, wahs don't work particularly well on there. They take up too much real estate, they're awkward to mount. But Dunlop partnered up with Pedal Train, which is a really smart idea, to work with people that are making pedal boards and decide the best design. So they shrunk the size, made it smaller. They also did some very cool bits here where they've, like you notice on the bottom, this is all, these screws are recessed. So they're not sticking out, so you don't have that. It's a nice flat surface. Battery compartment, which they changed up a while ago, more convenient. You don't have to unscrew the whole deal. In front here, you've got the power in front as well as the input and the output, which saves a lot of space on a pedal board. I like top loaders. It's just a more efficient way to do it. Another great addition is, you can see back here, there's a light. So I love having the indicator light, because I don't know about you all, but I have at times while using a wah, hit a chord and thought, God, my amp sounds so wrong, not realizing the wah was engaged. So this takes all the guesswork out of it. You know if it's engaged or not. On the side, they have this miracle switch that I kind of flipped through on the intro, but it gives you 3 very different voicings. Everything, well, why don't I just go through them right now? My favorite setting is I guess it's called their H setting, which mimics the Dunlop CBJ95. And I like that because it's a little more over the top. You get a real big swoop. So here's my bass tone of just the overdrive. And here it is clean. Now, let me kind of show you this H setting. I love that. Just a full full spectrum of weird wah-ness. Now in the middle setting, that is kind of a more classic vintagey sound. And I like that, like a kind of a dry thing, almost like a Prince thing. Very cool. I remember when we did a rig rundown with Justin Timberlake's band, one of his players who used to play for Prince, he ran his wah actually through the effects loop, so it's really clean. Now people argue about whether you put your wah after your overdrive or before your overdrive. I'm running mine before the overdrive because I find they get a little unwieldy after the overdrive, but some people do that and it sounds great. So it's kind of, you know, your pedal board settings are kind of like what kind of beer you like. It's all just personal taste. Anyway, so that's the middle setting. Let me give you a little dirt with that thing too. Just a great sound. Now the final setting is going to be a little low and dark. Let's try that. Wow. Dig it. It's a very, very expressive pedal. And I love it's just, you can tell they really put a lot of thought into it about what practical applications for players. Like I said, I love the fact that you've got an LED on the back that's plenty bright. There it is on, there it is off. That's great. Love the easy access of the switch on the side. Love this tiny size, although not too tiny. They have the tiny ones, which I've got one of those for a volume pedal. But I like this size for a wah. It's not too small, not too big, doesn't take up too much room, but works really well. And the tones are just killer. So those are the basics. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. While you're online, make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe to our Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz. Maybe have the hard copy sent to your home. This is John Bollinger. Till next time. Let's put it on that GC setting.